Hi, I'm Yanick Paquette, and well, you all asked me to review the brand new Kamvas Pro 19 that just came out this year, 2024. I'm not a professional reviewer. I'm a comic book artist, and I've been working and lurching on graphic tablet for the past almost 15 years, drawing stuff like Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Swamp Thing, a bunch of others. Bottom line, at this point, I kind of know what I'm talking about and what to expect out of a PenDisplay. Now, you all did send me this thing, but without any string attached. So if it's bad, I'm going to tell you it's bad, then I won't hold my punches. But if it lives up to what it seems to be on paper, maybe it's also a Wacom Killer, or at least give them some run for their money. So yeah, let's find out. All right, let's see what we got. So, little installation guide. Interesting. I'm not doing color myself, or really rarely. But if you're serious about it, it seems like Huion also is. I mean, this is a report card for this specific device with my serial number here, where they went through the gauntlet of figuring out how well it's responding to like different color scheme, sRGB and stuff like that. We'll come back to that later, but yeah, it's nice to see that they're taking this very seriously. The display itself, we'll get back to it later. Wires, power adapter for USB-C. It comes with 2 pens, so Wacom usually gives you only one, like the big fat one is usually what comes standard with most Wacom product. I don't like it. I mean, it's a question of taste. I always end up buying a slim pen, which feels a lot more like an actual normal drawing tool, to me at least. But with Huion, I mean, they just give you both, so that's a nice touch with a bunch of replacing nib, some plastic one and some felt one that add a little bit more to the drawing experience. So nice touch, and it comes with a kind of deluxe little case with two holes, so I guess you can put both pencils there and feel like you're a lawyer or something on your desk. All right, comes with a padded extra deluxe little glove. I rarely use gloves, in part because I'm using a device which is not touch sensitive, so I don't really mind. But this tablet is touch, so maybe that might come useful. And a little swipey thing to clean up your device. It's a good idea. I mean, they do gather a lot of fingerprints. And a little shortcut pad. So if you're serious about drawing, you don't want to use your keyboard or anything. Something small, something close at end. And so you can, that's Bluetooth, I'm assuming. Yeah, it looks like it. And you can, of course, assign all of those to a shortcut in Photoshop or whatever device you're using, software. Nice. All right, let's plug it all and see how it works. So connecting the device was super easy. My laptop has a Thunderbolt port, so all I need to do is USB-C to USB-C using the display port, and power to a wall adapter, and that's it. In fact, these new technology allows you to use the power that come into the PenDisplay to actually charge your laptop, although at a kind of low voltage, so you can't game really, but you can do like usual stuff like drawing with minimizing the number of wire you're using. So I guess that's a good thing. If you have an older machine and you don't have a USB-C display or a Thunderbolt port, you can use this cable that comes with the display two of them go into the machine for power and display, and you got a HDMI, USB standard, and this goes to the wall for power, and then you have it, so you're covered whatever technology you have. The Huion driver is fairly simple, works well. It gives you the ability to adjust your pen pressure sensitivity. I like my brush to be slightly harder, so stiffer, so that's nice. It also allows you to map out your shortcut on your what's it called, key dial. I'm not gonna use it because I spent years and years actually building the muscle memory for this, so I'm just gonna plug that and use it. But if you've I've not went to the gauntlet of learning all these shortcuts in your end, it's a good idea to do it with this and simplify and streamline your working environment. The display itself is rather light, which it's good news for me. I'm planning to bring that at shows and around with my laptop, so the lighter is better. It might come across maybe as cheaper than some of the Wacom denser plastic, but it looks solid enough. All right, now to the important stuff. So the display itself is 18 and a half diagonal. It's their second generation of etched glass. I haven't tried the first one, so I can't tell if it's an improvement, but it does a great job at being entire reflective and gives you a good tooth when you draw. One of my pet peeves for every modern display now is that by using those coating to give you the grit and the resistance when you draw to emulate the paper effect, it also kind of diffract and slightly blur the pixel. I mean, if it only, you can only see it if you work super close like I do. If you work at a safe distance, you will probably never notice it. It's the same for every tablet, this included, but also the $3,500 Wacom 27 Pro, which is their flagship. So they're all, that's where we are now. And it's a trade-off, I guess, if you want the effect and the tooth of paper. Now, the only one that I really think was absolutely clear was the 21UX from about 15 years ago. And that thing was just glass with no coating, with no tooth, but you would draw on it and get deported because it was just like skating on nothing. And well, at the end, maybe we're better off with a more substantial paper feel, so you can be more snappy in your gestures and get some sort of a realistic feeling of drawing, and it's honestly a bit more comfortable. The size itself is a good balance. I mean, I probably would prefer to work on 27-inch just because I work on the side and then watch movies on the other side and whatever, but just for the working area, 19, or more precisely 18 and a half here, works perfectly well, especially in the context that I want to bring that around. So it's the perfect screen for transportation, and if this is your only device, it's actually pretty acceptable also. So you don't need that much bigger. Smaller than this, and I've worked on 16 and 12-inch, and you feel like contrived and trapped and cramped. So this is comfortable size. This thing shipped with no stand, but it has little legs that allow you to give you a decent angle of work. Sometimes I like to work a little bit steeper, so maybe I'll have to jack something under those legs or buy one of those stands. I mean, I know Huion does one. They should be compatible with this thing. Their new TechPen Pro 4. I didn't try the others, so I don't know. I know that the other didn't have an eraser, which bothered me. I'm used to Wacom having an eraser, so you know, I'll probably flip my thing and try to erase with no eraser. Now there is. But its true party trick is in its pressure sensitivity. It registers 16,384 different level of pressure, which is twice what Wacom top of the line pen is currently offering. This madness actually translates into something, just a feeling of being more responsive when you draw. I'm used to working with the Wacom pressure sensitivity. The difference is very subtle, but it is there. And I can feel a little bit more control over the thick and thin. What's probably more obvious is when you start the line, because the threshold is so small for the tablet to register the tiniest pressure, it feels more reactive when you draw. For the rest, the TechPen Pro 4 has 60-degree tilt detection and has no battery, just like the Wacom counterpart. This is a touch screen. I never really got personally used to touch because Wacom used to charge a lot more when you go for the touch version. So I ended up like assigning shortcuts so to rotate and things. But you got that as a bonus, so this is quite nice. If it bothers you for some reason, there's a switch on the top of the device that just toggle this on and off. So I'm working mostly in black and white, so I'm no color expert. But if it is something that matters to you, these are the published accuracy level. Probably overkill for me, but nice to see that Huion is taking it seriously. In the past 15 years, I've used almost every Wacom product there is. DTZ 1200, the 21UX, the 24 HD, the 27 HD, the 24 Pro, the 27 Pro, and the Mobile Studio 16. This is my job and I've never really made any compromise while buying my gear. But with Huion having now catched up with Wacom, it's kind of hard to justify the immense price difference. In the 4K segment, Wacom currently offers the Cintiq Pro 17 for $2,500 and the 22 for $3,000 US. This Huion lands in between those two in terms of size at 19-inch. But for $1,044, which is more than half the price of the 17 and almost 3 times cheaper than the 22. And you have touch as an extra bonus. I'm often being asked by younger artists what gear to buy if they want to venture into the digital world. These new Kamvas Pro are now an obvious choice. In fact, they're performing so well that they are a valid option for pros like me also. I'm glad Wacom is not alone in the high-end market anymore, and we have now a real choice. And with Huion aggressive price tag, Wacom should wake up and do much better. I'll link to the Huion website somewhere. And well, thanks for watching and coping with my amazing production value for this review. Happy drawing.